Hey there, Sweet Tooth listeners. Ever dreamt of a caramel sauce so divine you want to write sonnets about it? Introducing Indulge Right Caramel Sauce, the caramel miracle that's just flipping the script on indulgence.
This isn't your grandma's caramel. It's the kind that makes you go, why did I ever worry about indulging? Perfect for pancakes, waffles, or even a cheeky drizzle on your fruit salad.
And the best part is, it actually tastes good. So good, you'll forget it's guilt-free.
So why settle for less when you can have the best of both worlds? With Indulge Right, you're not just choosing the healthier option, you're choosing happiness in a bottle.
Don't wait to elevate your dessert game. Grab a jar of Indulge Right caramel sauce today and turn every bite into a celebration. Because life's too short for boring caramel.
Visit indulgeright.com for purchasing and stocking options.
and we eat the blood of our enemies. But you know, there's quite an awakening coming.
Hey, hi, hey there, hello, 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 testing, 1, 2, 3. Looks like we are working sound-wise. Thank you to Urban, I think it's 499. I'll have to double check that and drop the link down there, but definitely double check that commercial I just played and watch that link. I'm not going to talk about it on here, but it's definitely interesting stuff. So thank you to everybody who's participated. This little channel that we've got going here to inspire people and to just, grow the reach of whatever cool people are doing has caught on a little bit, and I'm very excited. It's been fun to chat with some new friends and meet some new people. And if you were here before, I'm going to pop up a little podcast of what we were on the other night. It was a long chat. My friend, the Silent K, and I, we always talk oils and all that fun stuff. And we were on here for, if you were with us, which I was surprised, there was quite a few people with us. We were on the wee hours of the morning, and there was probably 20, 30 people with us on the different platforms total. And we've gotten some good feedback and some messages with your story. So I'll pop our little message up here, and you can always reach out to us if you want to tell us your story, what you've got going on, what you're doing, where you're at, what you're thinking. Just let us know. We love to hash it out, as it says, and discuss new fun stuff. We are in the studio tonight. I've got a couple of things I wanted to chat about, and then I have a special guest. I think she's here, so let me go ahead and introduce our special guest. She's a friend of mine that I've known for quite a long time. She's an amazing, awesome person in so many realms. So when we talk skincare, when we talk authors, when we talk books, when we talk fun people to know, when we talk Jersey Girl, when we talk all kinds of different things, lashes, makeup, fun stuff. I mean, really music, anything. And then, that doesn't even toss in the wine component that she's very talented in discussing and understanding for myself, who's not a connoisseur. But those are some fun things that I've known her for a bit, and I wanted to introduce you to her because I'm inspired by her all the time with our connection to one of our sponsors here on the channel, and I sponsor their network. It's NASN Pro, National Aesthetic Spa Network. And the Beauty Buster here, Lora Condon, you can find her at thebeautybuster.com, or if you're on Instagram, go to @beautybuster and just give her some love, give her some shout outs. And she's got a new book, and there's, I think it's available on Amazon, but get it on her website. Go there first, give her some traffic, and buy the book there. And then there's a Spa Wars book that was super, super cool too. So hopefully we can get her to chat about that. I'm going to bring her on in just a minute, but I did want to pop up her website here. Let's see, just so that you can see it and see what I'm talking about. I've got, it's thebeautybuster.com. And so this book here is the new one that she just released. I think it was last year. It's a romance novel, and it's super, super cool. And I'm not going to give any of the details away because I really want you to read it. But you can get this on her website here. There's also skincare products, CBD, olive oil skincare, things like that. I've tried them, and they are exquisite. The quality here is just absolutely exquisite. And I'll let her tell you about the quality of stuff, but I'm just so excited about it. So go ahead and visit thebeautybuster.com. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Laura on. I'm so excited she's here. So please welcome with some traffic to her website and Instagram. We've got Laura, the Beauty Buster. Laura, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, hello.
What's happening?
Oh, you know, me just hanging out and chit-chatting. Let's hash it out. That's what I do.
All right, let's hash it out. I love me some hash browns.
Right, I know. Oh man, hash browns. So, what are your favorites? There's some strange hash browns out there.
I don't know. I mean, I'm from Jersey. I only know like just regular.
That's funny. Have you ever been to a restaurant and you ordered hash browns and they gave you something and you're like, what is that?
No.
Really? Really? So when I travel, I've ordered hash browns and I've gotten different things all the time, like little rounds. I've gotten like little chopped up things that are squares. I've gotten, what do they call them? Slices. I don't know. They just call hash browns different in every state, I've noticed. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't really order them that much. I'll just like stick with potatoes. It's usually, fried potatoes or something like that. Usually pretty safe if I'm going that route.
That's a good point. Do you so let me segue here. I was just telling them about your website and your new book and things, but I was trying to discuss your skincare and I didn't want to diminish the amazing quality of the ingredients. So I know I've tried it and it's exquisite. Could you talk about the CBD and olive oil skincare you have?
Oh, thank you. Yes. So I have two lines, though. The one that you're referring to is the olive oil line that is made with olive oil from my family's town in Italy, from this little, it's a vineyard, but he also has, he makes olive oil as well. And it's just totally spectacular and pure and organic and like up to every single regulation known to God on the planet. And because it's way up in the mountains, the water that they get is like the purest water. It's beautiful. And I've mixed that with CBD and then other like really velvety, luxurious oils and essential oils to make a skin oil, face oil, and then also a lip balm and a lip scrub. And so that oil, goes throughout the whole line and it's just so rich and luxurious.
Luxurious is a really good point for you. Now, your lip scrub is totally unique. That is amazing stuff. I don't even begin to be able to tell you what ingredients they are. I just know that I almost wanted to eat it.
Well, technically you could. All of my products are, they are not water based, meaning like you won't find water as the first ingredient in them, which I would say 99% of products on the market are pretty much like a lot of water and then some other stuff. And so mine don't have any preservatives. They are made in small batches and they all have about 3 to 7 or 8 ingredients at the most.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I'm really proud of. It takes a long time to figure out what formulas to put together that will last, that don't need preservatives. So a lot of the ingredients I use are antibacterial, antifungal, and they don't spoil. And that's also one of the benefits of not having water in your products. They won't spoil. Obviously, they don't last forever. Nothing does. If you buy it, like any product, you want to use it within a year. But if you're not using it, then why did you buy it? Right?
Oh, that is such a good point. Do you find yourself doing that or do you use it the way you're supposed to?
No, and I'm sure, like, I mean, I have an abundance of products that I get just being in the industry over the years. And so many of them have gone bad before I finish them with all of their preservatives and everything. It's just like, yeah, I guess this doesn't last, 5 years.
Oh, that's such a funny point. I almost brought that up because when I had my child, like many, many, many moons ago, we're talking, he's way taller than most people on the planet now, so he's not a baby anymore. I splurged on a $10 bottle of stretch mark oil, and I thought, oh man, I got to use this sparingly. And I found it the other day.
Oh my gosh, please throw it out.
I know. I was like, gee, did I get rid of my stretch marks sitting on the counter for 10
Yeah,
years?
exactly. Well, all women do that. And that's part of like how I became the Beauty Buster. Women buy all these products that the majority of them do not work. They are empty promises. It literally is hope in a jar. That's why that product, like, it irks me so much because it was a bunch of men sitting in a conference room saying, well, what else can we sell these dumb ladies? Because they just buy anything, no matter what you tell them. We could probably get a thing called Hope in a Jar and sell it for $100 and they'd buy it. And I know 100% that is the conversation that took place, and they were not wrong. And it
That
really
is so
makes me angry. We working hard for the money. And
so
then,
serious.
and you turn around and they just sell you snake oil. And so I just never wanted to be that person. And I wanted to call out people and companies that were doing that.
Well, yeah, I think, I mean, like, not to name drop or anything, but if people aren't doing their own research, it's really difficult for them to know the snake oil from the pretty. Because I mean, even on the essential oil discussion we had the other night on the other podcast, she was talking about purity and qualities and how, somebody can say it's a pure oil just by putting a drop in the bottle or something like that. So,
well, yeah, you look at a lot of companies and look what they tout as their special ingredient, turn it over and see if it's even in the first 5 or 8 ingredients.
Yeah, and like you said, you only have under, what was it, 3, 5, 8 or something like that?
I don't think I have more than 8 in anything, and I think the majority are like 3 to 5. So every ingredient is the star ingredient and jam-packed, and it's very watered down.
And effective, that's what you're saying, is they're active.
Yes, they're very active, and they're targeted. I didn't make a whole big line of all these things. They're targeted for specific purposes. So even if you're an esthetician, you could bring on this line and just target it for certain things. So
that's cool.
yeah.
I didn't even notice that. So let's chat about that. So you could utilize this as an esthetician in your treatment room, or you could use this on your own skin routine at home.
100%. I wholesale it as well, and I private label, which I think if I was an esthetician working in the salon at this point in the world, I would be private labeling. If I wasn't creating my own, I would be private labeling, because the first thing, and we all know it, everybody just goes to look on Amazon to see if they can get it cheaper.
Oh, I was just talking about this, and people don't have any qualms about that, but I've seen so many. I don't even know. It might have been you that shared it originally, where I saw it was a YouTube video and them like stripping down these products people bought on like Amazon and other places, and they were, pardon my French, shit products with bad stuff in it, and they had just printed a label on top.
Yeah, and a lot of them are just fake, and they're, who knows where they've been, what's inside. It's yeah.
Even with the food, I mean, you get that a lot with food they buy on there too. And I mean, maybe toilet paper is safe, but don't buy your skincare on Amazon if you can't help it.
I don't even buy batteries on Amazon, because the batteries, God knows where they've been. And is it, maybe if I bought it from Duracell on Amazon, I'll only buy certain things really from the manufacturer. So a funny thing. So my husband, he's like low maintenance. So when I published my book, he bought it and went to go leave a review, and he couldn't because he hadn't spent $50. Last year, and this was October already, so he hadn't even spent $50 on Amazon, which I'm like, why can't you leave? And I was like going nuts, like, why can't you leave a review? This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't even know that was a thing for them.
Well, whoever knew, because who hasn't spent at least $50 a year?
Right. I mean, I know a lot of people utilize their like auto ship for a lot of stuff. And like, if you're, like me or other people I know that work remote, a lot of times they just ship in their groceries or ship in their supplies. So they're at the house when they get there, or at the office or whatever. Why go to Walmart and shop if you don't have to?
Yeah, it does make life easier. I can't even say it doesn't. We were looking for salt today, like a good salt in the supermarket with a grinder, and there was nothing. Like, I'll just get online and get it, because there's nothing here. We've been looking for so long, and just certain things you can't get in the stores anymore because of
Well, I use that Celtic salt. I just found I shop from Thrive and Misfits, and I get the salt through there. I think it is.
How is it? Because we did see that in the store.
Yeah, Celtic salt is really good. The first time I bought it, unfortunately, I got the stuff that was not ground, so I had to go, like you said, get a grinder, and my grinder didn't work so well for it, so I had to get a different one. So that one sat here for a while, and I found, and I could be, just hippy-dippy with my tinfoil hat on, but I found a woman that said if you put salt under your tongue like that, like the mineral salt, and then drink your water, you'll absorb your water more. So I started doing that with the coarse rocks of the salt that I have, and I love it. But then I actually did find the fine one the next time and ordered that, and it's been fantastic. And Like we cook with it steaks and stuff, and it just makes such a difference. I love it.
Yeah, my friend turns me on to finishing salts.
Oh yeah, like the volcanic or the whatever's in the
Big white chunks. I don't know. She's a food writer and a food travel writer. So she always says like I know. I'm like, how do I get that job? So
seriously.
she always has, like the best like lowdown on like any kind of food item or something like that, or how to do something, recipes. And so yeah, she got me that for Christmas, and I was like, oh, now I have to have finishing salt.
Right. Like so that's like after your meal is ready to go on the table, you put this fancy salt on it, right?
Yes, it's big chunky flakes, and they're very strong, very condensed, very powerful. So you do not need a lot, but when you get a little piece of it, you're like, oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh man. That's so that and what is the other one that I really, really love when I get like truffle oil stuff?
Oh yeah.
You ever gone that route?
I skeeve mushrooms, so no. Definitely not.
You know, that's funny. That's a topic that's interesting because I think people are like that with either Brussels sprouts or patchouli oil or mushrooms. Like they're either one way or the other completely.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yep, it's gross.
Yeah. And I know our friend RN Faces, she always does a class that says, hey, if you want to get engagement, ask your audience if you like Brussels sprouts. Man, they'll start talking. And I do patchouli. If you're out there and you're trying to grow your audience, try this. Say, hey, do you like the patchouli oil smell? Or something along those lines, and see how quickly people start heaving in your comments.
Yeah, right. It can. Patchouli can be good, but a lot of the patchouli that you smell on people and when it's like overwhelming and gross is not pure patchouli. And that's why people don't like it. Like I used to hate lavender until I smelled real lavender. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Hey, that's a really good point. So when you say patchouli, is it like diluted or not the right?
It's synthetic a lot of times. Yeah. You're smelling synthetic or blends. And so it has like a funk like wet cardboard.
Oh, that's no good. So that brings me to a fun side journey. Did you ever hear what imitation vanilla is?
I don't know if I know exactly what imitation vanilla is.
Yeah, so this is a fun one that my kid likes to tote around because we found it and scientifically is not wrong. And they put it in everything, like Dr. Pepper and everything. So you're like, oh no. So apparently there's a gland on the bum of a beaver that when you squeeze it has an essence that has a vanilla aroma. And they've utilized that as imitation vanilla to make it cheaper.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's like coffee that's, monkey poop.
Oh, I know. You were talking about writing. Let's discuss writing because this is Be Inspired to Work. But like, I have a funny story. I used to write for freelancers. Like you get started, you want to just get your name out there and you write for whoever. And so I had a freelance profile and this commercial found me. They wanted me to write the commercial script for them. And they were telling me all about products and this, that, and the other. And it was about argan oil. And I remember they said, do you know that the top companies out here, and I'm not naming any names to do anything with anybody, so I know nothing. But he's like, do you know the top companies out there? They sell you this gigantic, amazing bottle of oil. And it's literally produced because I think he said goat or something, digests the bean. And then they get the oils and stuff and they pick it out of there. And then, that's how they get it and stuff. There's other ways to do it. It's hard, it's difficult, and it's pure and it's pretty. And that's what ours is. But they do it the cheap way, and then they sell you this fancy product. Like, if people only knew.
Yeah, there's usually not like one ingredient that's going to change your life. Like they have to come up constantly with, the miracle cure kind of thing. And, to try and sell you a product every quarter or every season,
Yeah.
So like that's all that really is. It's a bunch of crap, but not that the ingredients aren't good, but they don't do what they say they're going to do in the format that you get it.
That's really good. It's not that they're lying and it's not that they're shady. It's just not maybe scientifically what they're saying it's going to do.
Well, in the format that you're getting it in a product that's 90% water, that vitamin E, what's it really going to do in such a small proportion on your skin with other things in there that prevent the vitamin E from probably ever even getting into your skin, right? So Um, you have to have carriers sometimes for certain things, depending on the how big the molecule is. But it's a matter of, okay, yes, if you have vitamin E pure, but how pure is it by the time it's been sitting on the shelf for 4 months and it's gone through all this processing and purification and this and that? Is it even like effective anymore?
Yeah, I mean that's a thing too. Like, and especially if you're not in a hustle bustle city where inventory changes all the time, like how old is the product you're buying?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
That's very difficult, and I it's hard with skincare too because you don't know where to buy and what to do. And I know a lot of my friends who do not even know how to pronounce the word esthetician. They'll literally use the bar soap in the shower and not know that there's any. I mean, not that it's wrong, but I mean, there's better options, right? And there's no acknowledgement that that is even a thing because, I mean, where is the education in the world that hey, you should go see an esthetician for your skincare
Yeah,
other than from estheticians themselves.
there isn't, but most people, think I'm an esthetician. And
Yes,
I got that all the time. I'm like, dude, I'd be so rich. And no, I'm
I know. Oh,
sleep.
so you're the one that numbs me before I
Yeah,
go into surgery?
yeah, exactly. So, no, not really. More like aesthetic, like pretty. But yeah,
Yeah.
nobody. So that's part of where my third book is going to be about. What it is about.
Ooh,
It's kind of like all the
okay.
secrets that your mother never told you, and the truth about certain ingredients, truth about services, and
Yeah.
it's a book that will be kind of towards the consumer more, because a lot of it, most estheticians, your basic esthetician should already know a lot of it. So it is more consumer driven, but newer estheticians or maybe estheticians who feel like they might not be getting the best information, and want like the truth, this
Yeah.
book will be for them.
That's really good. Okay. And then your other one too, Spa Wars, right?
Spa Wars, yeah, that's a crazy book. That's how my career pretty much started. It's kind of American Spa Magazine compared it to Anthony Bourdain, may he rest in peace, Kitchen Confidentials.
Oh, well, amen. Wow.
Yeah, so it's basically behind the scenes, all my crazy stories and other people's crazy stories jumbled up into this book. Um,
It
and
really is interesting too. Yeah.
all the stories are true. I had a lady who has now since passed who is very big in the spa industry and said, "Your stories are lies. They're not true." And I was like, first of all, you can't make this stuff up. Right?
Yeah.
Well, honey, you've been in the spa industry for decades. You know darn well my stories are true. And number three, all you need to do is talk to some estheticians and the stories they have that they might tell you, and you'll know that my stories are true. Mine are almost nothing compared to what has gone on since, that book 10, 15 years ago or whatever.
Wow, it was that long ago now.
2011. I don't know. You do the math.
Jeez, I can't even imagine that was that long ago. I really think that was like 2 years ago.
I know. It feels like it. It zipped right by.
Yeah. You say that started your career in aesthetics?
It started me on the path for getting press and being in the
Okay.
magazines and being on TV. And then that's what, the producer from Dr. Oz, that's how she found me through the book. And
Oh, yeah, that was fun looking. I mean, that sounds like a great opportunity
yeah,
to talk on there.
magazines. And so, yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend, writing a book if if it's something that people haven't read before. And so no one had ever written anything like this before. I took a lot of heat. I mean, it's
Oh,
tame by today's standards, especially when you have a lot of estheticians making, I'm going to say maybe nasty videos about their clients and things that clients do on their Instagram and stuff like that. So by today's standards, my book is very tame. Back then, no one had ever talked about what really goes on behind the scenes, what estheticians might really be thinking, telling their crazy stories. It was this whole big facade that everything is beautiful here and it's lovely. And clients always came in, "You must love working here. It's so relaxing." And I'm like, "Honey, I'm not on the massage table. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
this is not relaxing, and my owner's a bitch and I'm hungry."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, this is not relaxing, but I'm glad that I can fake it to where you think it is. That's just like thinking, that the person inside the Mickey Mouse costume isn't sweating to death and about to faint.
Oh yeah, that they're having just as good a time as you are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, yeah. And even, I mean, you were talking massage too. Like I remember interviewing some massage therapists, and they're like, yeah, I don't know that I would have done it again. My body is killing me.
Yeah, it's very hard on the body. You do have to, and I teach this to a lot of the estheticians that I work with. You do have to take care of your body. You do have to stretch. You do have to do Pilates. You do have to do the reverse stretching of whatever position you're in all day. You do have to have
Yeah.
good posture. You do have to eat well. You do have to, all these things. If you want to have a long career, you have to learn how to use your knuckles, your elbows, your forearm, the pads of your hands instead of using your fingers.
Right. Yes. There's so much more to the technique, and that's where you're advanced is, you get that from what I would imagine experience and education, right?
Yeah, you have to spend your time educating yourself instead of, scrolling Facebook, really.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, I do marketing and you do aesthetics and I do marketing for estheticians. And so I'm in the groups that you're in. Do you see all the posts where everybody's like, how do I get new clients? I've been posting and posting and posting. And they literally they don't post and they don't go out and talk about themselves and they don't like do free stuff on anybody for anything. I mean, so other than just sitting on Facebook and hoping that people are going to find you and search for you, isn't there? I mean, there's got to be some drive for some of these new people other than just posting for ideas in groups. I feel them, but
It's a sticky area. So there's two types of people. There's people that will sit and wait for things to come to them, and the other type is the one that will go out and get it.
yes.
Before
And I think before Instagram, they used to be able to go out and get it more, right? Maybe.
Yes, before social media, you had to go out and beat the pavement and put on a happy face. And like I was telling somebody the other day, like I took flyers, I made up a flyer, I put them on all the teachers' cars because I know teachers
Yes.
have money. I put them on all the nurses' cars at the hospital because I know nurses have a lot of money. And I know that they, shop in packs and they do everything together and they all tell each other because they got nothing else to do to talk to each other. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean like they're always together for so many hours.
Yeah, it's just a lifestyle the way they do.
Yeah, they're very unique, careers. And so I targeted them. I targeted brides. I went to all the bridal photographers and I showed them my pictures and I gave them brochures and they put it in their marketing material. Like I did so much work and none of it included social media when I started.
Did it net you clients? Did you see them come back from all those connections you did, boots to the
Oh,
ground?
100%. Yeah. I killed myself.
Yeah.
I went and put flyers on. I would just walk neighborhoods. I walked the richest neighborhoods and I put flyers around their mailbox on the little hook thing. So
Yeah.
I got no shame in my game because do I want to go out there doing that or do I want to sit there scrolling Facebook complaining? And
Right.
who else is on Facebook complaining? Other people that don't have any clients.
Exactly. And that's where I get a little bit, you want to call it whatever, I call it a little butthurt, whatever. But it's like I get really, really frustrated when other marketing managers target estheticians, or I work a lot in the hair industry too. So like, cosmetologists, whatever. And they say, if you're not making $100,000 this year, you're not doing things right. And they have these like get rich quick schemes and all, and it all includes like a template download for some Canva prints. And I just really get disheartened because there's so much work that goes into owning a business or even just having to have a book of business at somebody else's, right? I mean, even if you're renting a booth, there's a lot of work that goes into that. And everything that you just talked about, I just admire that 1,000 billion% because that's what a lot of times when I'm consulting with younger estheticians or younger business owners of any kind, I say, look, do old school style marketing and just then also digitize it. Like you have to talk about yourself in real life. You have to, maybe wear a shirt that has your brand on it, like sponsor a local football team, like do the stuff so that your name is seen by the people who will actually book your appointments. And if those people are on Instagram because for whatever reason your town is really bustling with a lot of stuff like that, then also be on Instagram. But like Instagram is a great lead generator, but it's also a really great way to train your current clients to come back to you or to come in for specials or to, find a new service that you offer and things like that. And I love what you said about, I went and I targeted these industries and these neighborhoods, not in a bad way, but because they need my service and they're probably not scrolling on Facebook because they're busy.
Yeah, I mean, when I go walking neighborhoods and canvassing neighborhoods, it's because those people have a lot of money and they have money to spare on
Yeah.
luxury services and don't bat an eye at the price, and they buy a lot of products.
And they want somebody they can trust and someone who's going to, look for their business and try and get good results
And they have a lot of friends and they all want to know where you got this done, where you got that done, and who does yours and who does this. And they all are trying to like one up each other. So,
Yeah.
but like, so great. Awesome. I'm here to help you. Like, no matter who you are, what you are, look and feel your very best to the best of my ability, because that's the gift I have in the world, is to help people achieve that. So, yeah, there's nothing that's ever going to replace boots on the ground, whether it's war or business.
Yep. Yeah. I totally agree with you on that one. I think, if you can join a chamber or you can talk to whoever your target audience is, where they are, do it. The more of that. That's beautiful that you mentioned that. So you had the Spa Wars. You've got the second book that's soon, so hopefully sometime soon, right?
The second beauty book, it will be my third book.
Your third book. So the middle one there was not actually a beauty book, though. That's a romance novel.
Correct.
Yeah. It was really spicy.
Totally off the beaten path, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that spicy, because I guess you compare it to what's out there today. It's
for sure. Yeah, no.
Still very Hallmark. We didn't go into 50 Shades of, Amalfi Coast kind of thing.
Dude, not at all. It was like romance, like, oh, my heart is pitter patter.
Yeah, it was romance. It was, coming of age. So it's not going to be too creepy or too weird. She's in her 20s, and then, then it's a second chance romance. They catch up later on, 10 years later. So it kind of enables you to be like, all right, now she's really an adult and it's on.
And this is a real love story. Like, you could feel it. I remember like reading through it and I was like, I can just like, I can feel the food. I can hear the music. I'm like, it was really well done. I felt really there.
Thanks. I got my neighbor growing up texted me yesterday. She's like, I finally finished your book. I was waiting to go on vacation. She's like, I could totally hear you saying all of these things.
I know. Oh, I know. I told you need to do an audiobook, so you got to get yourself
I know.
a recording situation going on there. Cause oh man, the way it was written, and I know there were some lines you were talking about your mom and things like that, and or the character and things, and it was just, I can hear this. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it like basically most of that book with my eyes closed, just typing and just looking at the movie in my mind and how I would want it to go. And yeah, hopefully one day Marissa Tomei and Joe Pesci will be the parents in the movie, and
yeah, oh man, that would be cool.
That's my dream.
Like yeah, I can totally feel that. Have you written the screenplay from it yet? Have you like brainstormed that situation?
I haven't written the screenplay because I'm just working on other things, and that I'm working on the third book. So,
right, yeah,
to write I'd rather just give somebody the book who's in the know. If anybody knows anyone in the know that can get it to be a screenplay, then a professional will take care of that. Because usually most people just read the book, and then someone else professional writes the screenplay.
Yeah, they pick it up and turn it into something.
But I kind of wrote it almost as a screenplay. They wouldn't, there's so much
yeah,
content in there that is already pretty much done for them.
Yeah, it was really, really, really well done. So anybody who's listening, you can go to thebeautybuster.com and click on our books and just, look at the Spa Wars, which is amazing, but also this romance one we're talking about is the International Love, and it's the Amalfi Coast, right? I say that wrong every time.
Amalfi Coast. And there's a soundtrack with the book, so just send me your receipt and I will email you the link for the soundtrack, because I have a YouTube link that has all the songs.
Oh, that's the coolest thing ever. I saw that you do like chit chat sessions where you go through some music or some inspirations and stuff about the book, and it's so fun.
Yeah, every so often I take a songs because they're pretty much like all my favorite
Right,
songs.
right. Yeah. That would be a fun job. The character in there to
I'm like,
have that to like be I always wanted to be a National Geographic photographer, but something like that where you go write pieces about music or whatever.
yeah, well, that's another book that's in my head that like I'm literally writing 3 books at the same time. That is one of the other books, like part of the article that she was writing about the songs in there and like,
Mm.
the songs, but to make it, fun and
Oh, that would be
interesting
cool to
and
see where the article actually took life, you mean, in like the world?
exactly, yep, but
Oh,
turn it
that's
into a book.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna write an article to start, and I'm pitching it to this magazine. I'm almost done with the article, and then see what happens
Woohoo!
from
Oh,
there.
that is just so exciting. Well, cheerlead and
Yeah,
hype squad from this side of the table. That's fun and all kinds of cool.
thanks. Yeah, there's
That
always
is
something
true.
going on. Hopefully, one of these things will stick, and I can, reap the
Right,
financial
yeah, yeah. I
rewards.
feel like a lot of us, especially now, today's economy, we're sitting here with like 70,000 irons in the fire.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to have multiple streams of income. And, when you're referring to those people that say, oh, you're going to make the $100,000 esthetician if you're not, if something's
Hmm.
wrong with you. Um, yes, you can do it. It is extremely doable. But what are you doing with the clients you have now? How much are you getting from those clients? If you have 10 clients, they better feel like the Queen of England when they leave you. If they're not, then you're never going to
Yeah,
make
because you
that
have to upsell
100,000.
who's already in love with you.
Yeah, it's a matter. Yes, yes, you upsell them and you get them on programs, but if you don't make them feel like they want to do all of that with you, then you're never going to
Well,
get
that's a
there.
really good, and I mean, now that we're a little farther in, who's really listening? Hot topic: the schooling. It's really hard for an esthetician, or I mean, a cosmetologist. I went through cosmetology school because I wanted to do skincare, and we had a literal week of skincare stuff. And my instructor said, "Well, we don't have any cleanser in here, so y'all can just use some almond butter because oil takes off oil, right? To teach us how to do cleansing." Um, so it was like we didn't get any instruction at all, and we taught ourselves from a book. And then you're licensed to go do stuff. So I've talked to a lot of cosmetologists who went for skincare, and they just don't know or don't know how to get education to feel like they can do the services they wanted to provide.
Oh yeah, half the nights my boyfriend used to come with me to aesthetic school and just sit there with me because we didn't have a teacher. And the other nights we'd be in the manicuring room because we didn't
Yeah.
have a teacher. And then our other teacher told us to reuse the gloves that we have for extractions.
Oh, are you what? I'm sorry.
Yes, because and the owner of the school, of course, was a multimillionaire, and he told us we had to reuse the gloves for our after extractions, which is like against the law. And then the one good teacher we did have, she was like an adjunct kind of teacher, who really, I don't know if I would still be here if it wasn't for her. And her inspiration, she literally quit that night. She
Oh,
like walked out. She's like, right, because she was a back in the day. This was 1998. She or 97, 98. She was she used to do
oh yeah,
areola
oh yeah.
restoration back then before anybody was really doing it. And she used to teach the doctors, and he was telling her to reuse the gloves after extractions and blood and this and that. And she was just like, no, I'm not going to
Ugh,
do that.
I'm so glad some people will stick up for that, right?
Yeah. This is the school where we got Queen Helene mint julep mask.
Okay. Oh, that explains some.
Yeah, and he owns a distributorship, one of the biggest distributorships in the country, especially in New Jersey, and one of the biggest spas, like a 10,000 square foot spa. And he gave us Queen Helene mint julep and told us to reuse the gloves. I can only imagine what goes on at
I
the
don't
spa.
even, I see, I don't even want to know. And I'll be honest, like, I have so many estheticians in my black book that I just trust. And when I'm traveling, those are the ones like you, for instance, when I get down there to Florida. But like, I just,
Yeah.
I won't anymore just go book somebody out of the yellow book or whatever they call it nowadays, just Googling somebody. Like, I have to see reviews. I have to see like their work. I trust NAS and Pro members, people who like go through education. It's really, really hard because I know what the schooling does, and going through it myself, I know that if you don't pursue the education, it's not your fault. You just don't have the skill to know every contraindication or every situation or when to refer to a dermatologist and how to stay in scope of practice. I talk to so many estheticians, unfortunately, who have just graduated, and because they don't teach business in school at all, they don't know how to find their scope of practice and what they're allowed to do.
Yeah, the schools are really a big scam. It's borderline criminal, and it's disgusting and disheartening. And I don't know if it will ever change because the margins are really small, and they don't pay the teachers well, and you get what you get. And most of those teachers, a lot of them are there for the passion of it,
Yeah,
you
they
know.
love the industry.
Yeah, and so I mean, I had really crappy teachers for the most part. They were horrible. They had never given facials, the majority of them. They went to Christine Valmet school, I think, for facials, and then now all of a sudden they're my teacher. I'm like, well, I could just read the book. My teacher said rosacea. She pronounced it rosacea. So that's I'll never forget. That tells you the level of education. So then she just pumped out how many classes of estheticians calling it rosacea.
Oh no.
Okay.
See, that's just
So this is, and I spent thousands of dollars and hundreds and probably thousands of hours re-educating myself and talk about doing things for free. I went to every free class that any vendor had. All the Nelly DeVoice, they used to be like, I think they were all free, like their product knowledge. It was a product knowledge class, but if you remember Trish from back in the day, I don't know anybody else who knows her. Thank God for Trish. She was like a biochemical engineer. I mean, like, you're learning like, whoa, brain, mind blowing stuff in my first 2 years of aesthetics. And, nobody was talking about the things very few, I'm going to say nobody, there's a lot of great people out there, but very few companies were talking at the level that she was teaching at, because most estheticians couldn't even, they're like, what's a barrier?
right.
Because we weren't
That
we
is
weren't
very
taught.
true. Not taught is so true. And even in the book, I mean, I remember reading, now cosmetology is all focused on hair, I get that, but we learned a lot about nails and the science of nails and the anatomy of the nail and the hand and that, and skin, it was there, but we weren't taught it, and there wasn't much there anyway. So I don't understand the concept of that, when I also went to nursing school and looked and learned anatomy. So like, I know how in depth you can be taught.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's just pure negligence. That's it. They teach you to pass the test and nothing more. That's typical American education. When you go into other countries, aesthetics is a
It's a
4-year
big
degree,
deal, right?
and they're pretty medical. They're like
and
a
they're
nurse.
very well respected. They're very highly, highly respected.
Yeah, I mean, in New York back in the day, everybody, I mean, if you didn't go to a Russian esthetician, you were not getting anything, you weren't getting a facial. Like, there were all the Russians and the Polish women who knew how to extract and beat the crap out of your skin and you come out glowing.
I gotta learn from them. Which, I was watching just some different NAS and Pro TV episodes recently, trying to put it together in your Skin Sips one, and just different things that y'all talk about on there in the aesthetic realm with the in-depth education. It's just so cool to me, I think, as from behind the scenes and, from cosmetology perspective, who wanted to get into skincare and just never did because I never felt confident. I really think it's a resource that if anyone's listening and they do want to become an esthetician, check out Beauty Buster on NAS and Pro TV. She did an interview with a consultant, a nurse. He went into aesthetics and all kinds of different things. Michael Tompkins recently, and Skin Sips, you can find it, and it's free to watch. But it was very inspiring about a lot of different things in the industry. And then the network itself is the education for estheticians. But if you're an esthetician student, or I know a lot of people are like, where do I go to school? I don't know what to do. It's expensive. That's the way it was for me. maybe you just subscribe to National TV and watch a little bit, and then you can decide if you want to go to school from that, because it gives you an inside look at the industry. Now, I know, Laura, we've chatted a lot about the negative there, but there are some amazing estheticians, yourself included. Do you have any tips on how, like, if somebody wants to find an esthetician, or when they should see an esthetician as opposed to just, like washing their face with their own routine?
I think everybody should see a good esthetician because it'll help prevent you from causing
Yeah.
any problems to your skin. It can help preserve what you already have and keep you on the right path. Plus, anytime you decrease your stress level and have
Yeah.
human touch, feel like there's no price you can put on that and the value it brings to your mind, body, soul.
Yes. Yes. I was so inspired by that when you guys chatted about that on that Skin Sips episode with the
Yeah.
touch. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Even so much as,
Mhm.
like, I don't go to estheticians very often, and when I do, I'm like, man, this is so different. Like, I need to do this. This is like therapy.
I find referrals to be really good. I personally, I mean, because I know what I'm looking for and looking at, 9 times out of 10, I will find, if I'm somewhere, I don't know who they are, I will find the right one.
Nice.
I'll look at their website, and is it professional and business looking, or does it look like even you like, I can tell what
Yes.
nationality the
Yes.
person is.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Like, that's how much I've honed with people and how they are and what they do and how they act and how they interpret the world.
True.
So, I mean, I can tell, like, yeah, these people know their business based on their website, and they're on top of things. And they could. I'm not impressed by some esthetician or influencer dancing on camera. Like, even if they have good results, I'm not saying you can't, but, like, I'm not looking for that. And it kind of turns me off because I've been to living right outside New York for most of my life. I've been to some of those $400 facial ladies
Yeah.
just to see, what is it really about? And I was like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, and even I went to that guy, whose school I went to in New Jersey, and back then I paid like 100, probably 150 for a facial, and I didn't have $150, but I considered it part of my education because an esthetician told me one time, you really need to go and get facials all over, just like what Michael Tompkins said, all over, to really know what feels good, what doesn't, what you like, what you don't, and then
Yeah.
take note of that. And it's just amazing
That's a
out there.
really good point. And back to the touch, you can't get that from, just buying a cream at the dollar store.
No, definitely not. And I think we need human touch. And I think if COVID taught people nothing, which a lot of people learned nothing during it, uh, hopefully they learn that you need to have human contact. We were made to have that, and that's why they took it away, to break your spirit and your soul. You go ask anyone who's done any kind of research about jails and prison, and I don't care, the most hardened criminal, the thing they'll say was the worst thing you could ever do to someone is to put them in
Yes,
solitary.
absolutely. And that's why it's cruel and unusual.
So they just did that to the whole entire world. And how do you think people came out of it? A lot of people came
Or
out
didn't come out of it,
wackadoodles.
unfortunately. We've had the highest offing rates.
Yeah, for sure. Because we are not
Yeah.
meant to do that. Like, I was a psych major, and I mean, I'll never forget, the study that they did with those monkeys. It's very famous, where they put little baby monkeys into a cage, and they had one piece of like wire with rug around it, and then another piece of wire that was like just like a round
Yeah.
cone shape. And every single time the monkey went to the piece of wire with the carpet around it, because that was like warm, fuzzy human. And they even would starve themselves because they would put food on the just the wire monkey, and the little baby monkey wouldn't go to the wire monkey and would not eat because he wanted the warmth of the rug and like the
The comfort,
touch.
yeah, the feel.
So that's how programmed we are genetically to touch someone and or to have something warm fuzzy. That's what they call it, warm
Yeah.
fuzzies. It really.
Ooh, that's an interesting topic. You
I mean,
talked about that. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, I was just say that they call it that monkey took the warm fuzzy over food.
Yeah, that's definitely. And then they took it away from everybody. That's an interesting concept.
So they knew exactly what they were doing because every study has shown that to severely damage the human
Yeah,
brain.
definitely. And yeah, there's a
The
lot I can go
psyche.
into on that. You said you were a psychiatrist major. When I took abnormal psych, it was probably like, I don't know, second class we ever had to take. Like, second day in, he says, "You are going to diagnose yourself and everyone around you. Just stop."
Well, I mean, back when I was taking psych, people used to make fun of it, and like in the 80s, oh, it's like, woo
Really?
woo. And oh yeah. And then when I got in there, I'm like, oh, it's in the school of science. And I'm like, why is school of science? And I'm like, oh, and then when I started studying, I'm like, oh, it really is science in the sense that people, for the most part, are just programs, and we're programmable, and we are
That's
predictable.
really a frustrating topic right now. Have you ever seen the GATE program? Were you in the GATE program in
Mm-mm.
school, like the gifted and talented?
No, I got turned
Mm.
down for that. I swear. I did. My mother, when she's like, what do you mean? Like, she writes, she does all this. They're like, no, she's not gifted and talented
You
at
showed
all.
them. What do you mean? Oh, that's
All right.
hilarious. Yeah, when
But
you say program, that's really, really interesting because it was probably like 2 years ago or so. Someone on a podcast said, our brains are computers. And if you have a computer that's a little bit older or hasn't been defragmented, or you leave it in the dust, or you don't turn it off every now and then, or all these different things and clean it off, like it's going to go really slow and get really foggy. You ever wonder if your brain needs a rest? And I was like, holy crap, I haven't defragged my brain in 38 years. Like,
well, our brains are neuroplastic. So you can retrain your brain, and that is very much proven. Most people just don't take the time or the effort to do it, or think that it can't. But the brain can totally create new pathways, and
so is
it's
that done by
amazing.
thought, or how do you do that?
Thought and
Yeah.
behavior.
Is there a frequency
Hmm.
situation? I know, like, have you ever done binaural beats or whatever they call it? I assume.
Yes. You don't have to go. You don't
Yeah.
have to do that.
Are those safe? I mean, they
You don't
sound
have
really
to.
cool, but is that something that's doing something to the brain?
So, technically, I believe, and I think they have proven that yes, they work. Now, here's I'm
I know.
scared crapless to go on YouTube and just do that because God knows what they're going to be programming into me. That's what I'm
Oh
afraid of.
man, seriously. Okay, so you and I are roughly around the same age, but you might be just a tad, like maybe a year or two older. So, like, do you remember?
I'm
Oh
53.
goodness. Okay, so I didn't realize you would remember then. Do you remember when they were talking about what was it like? I think it was Pink Floyd and Zeppelin and stuff, and then you play it backwards.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, I mean, they might have just had that stuff. We didn't play it backwards. We would just get high and listen to it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody who went through their 70s or 80s tried to play their record backwards, but nothing. I never really got anything of it. You would hear the stories, but I feel like it was, I don't know, almost urban legend. It might be. I think it was like the Beatles were one of the groups
Okay.
that did that, but yeah, if I'm not listening to it backwards,
Well, that's
like
what I
what's
was
it really
wondering. Like,
doing?
so I always thought that too. I wondered, like, how do you even hear what they're saying is there? But I don't know if it's like a subliminal
Well,
thing or.
but well, this is something I do know for a fact. So one of my friends, he investigates internet crimes. He's a sheriff, and I've known him my whole life, pretty much, just about, and which now is a long time. And he knows for a fact that they do demonic stuff and attach demons to the music before they put it out and release it. he's seen it, he knows people that are a part of that, and because he also is in the music industry and does music producing and has artists and stuff
Yeah.
like this. So yeah, so he knows that a lot of the music out there does have stuff attached to it. People can believe it or not, but they're doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, how do you deny it? Not that you don't have to be religious to see that they're doing stuff.
But there's a lot of people, trust me, a lot of people that do not believe in any of that, nothing spiritual. There's no Satan, there's no demons. And I love that saying, the greatest lie the devil ever told is that he doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
I know. Yes.
But there's a lot of people that don't believe in anything like that. I mean, I know so many people who think it's all craziness and conspiracy theory and this, that, nothing spiritual at all. And I'm like, okay, but then tell me you've never met someone and you just, ooh, I don't like their energy. I'm like, well, what do you
What
think
do
that
they
is?
explain in that sense? Because I can't ever get through to someone who calls themselves either atheist or agnostic. Not that I'm trying to get through to them, but they don't understand me. And I don't care if whatever you do or believe, but when you try and say that I'm, stupid or silly or whatever because I have faith, like, how do you explain all these things that have happened to me after I've prayed or after I've said these specific things? Like, do you do that too as a like a non-religious person? I don't understand the concept, and they can't ever explain those things. That's interesting though.
They don't have an explanation, or they'll say, oh, well, we just don't know how to explain it yet. Or, oh, it just happened to happen. I mean, I've heard it all. And I don't really I'm not arguing with anybody. Like, you want to not, fine. All I can tell you is my story. And you can't tell me my story isn't my story. You might not like it. You might not believe it. You might think I'm nuts, but that is my story.
That is exactly the truth, right? Because that's where I think, testimonies have such power. If we can chat, if we can talk. And I mean, let's get off the religion topic. Let's talk back to skincare. You got a testimony about skincare. If you could tell it, how many people would go see that esthetician, right?
A lot. And that's where we left off before, saying about referrals. Referral, like when I go to look for someone, or most of my clients were referred to me. I worked like a dog. I almost had a nervous breakdown the first year. I opened my spa, and it was in the middle. It was 2007, and like when that the finance crash,
the drop,
and thank God I was in an area of very, very, very wealthy people who are very well diversified. A lot of them were retired. They had already made their money. It didn't matter what happened in the market. So that really saved me.
That's very beneficial. And that's the power in positioning yourself. If you know your skill, if you know where you've been educated, you know what results you can get. Don't waste your time posting so much on Instagram and being burnt out. Get it done once a week and post some stuff and use a scheduler or hire a team or whatever, and just go focus on where your audience actually is. I think social media is great because it allows you to express yourself, but it should never take away time that you could use to actually bring dollars in today.
Yeah, I always tell people this all the time, and it sounds so logical, and you just said it. Go where your target audience is. And I mean, I work with so many people. They're like trying to get this person, they're trying to get that, trying to be Benetton. And I'm like, but that's not your target audience. This person, this type of person, let's say a bride, is your type of person. Why are you going out and getting skater chicks?
Exactly.
Brides are your target. Like, what are you doing? Like, you don't need to be everything to everyone.
Absolutely. And even, I talk a lot about entrepreneurship on our channel behind the scenes and things like that. And I know I try to inspire people who want to work at home to do something different. And that's something really big too. It is very, very, very difficult starting out in marketing. And when you want to give your services away or you want to write for everybody for free and things like that, don't do the free stuff for the people that can pay you, because they need to pay you and they're going to pay somebody else. Do the free stuff for, like a family member's business to build your, resume up. Do a free facial if we're talking skincare for like a family member where you could take pictures of it for your business. When we talk about doing free stuff for everybody and stuff to grow a business, that gets really draining and it uses your product, your time. If you're a writer or something, it uses your brain power. Like you can build a business and you can build a portfolio by positioning yourself, like she said, in the right audience with the right offer. And if your offer isn't hitting, tailor the offer. If you know you can get results, but for some reason people just don't want a facial with you, maybe you're calling it steaming and creaming and they don't get it. Maybe you should call it something different, you know?
Oh yeah, it has to be something that they understand. Like, I help people curate their list of services
Oh,
for their
nice.
spa or their and using certain words and words that clients want to hear and understand, and just saying microdermabrasion facial is not an enticing facial.
Yeah, it
you
sounds
know
quite scary
even
actually, especially a lot of the people that post those vampire facials.
Yeah, and if you don't know what microdermabrasion really is, because there's still
Yeah.
people that don't, then they're not going to book that facial, even though it might have been the right one for them. So if you go start looking at spas and they just have microdermabrasion facial, European facial, um, acne facial, this facial, like I'm like, this is not a place for me. They're like not even doing like the basic care in what they're giving me. So why would I go
Yeah.
there? If they can't describe and make it sound appetizing, probably wouldn't go there, because to me that's like a sign, if you go on their website, that they probably are not very good if they just have their list
Exactly,
like
because
that.
they don't really exactly know the results you're going to get, or they're not trying to target results. They're just offering a dollar maker.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, European facial 1 hour $90, acne facial 75 minutes $110. Like that's not an elevated experience, and chances are it's not going to be
That
a
is
good
very
one
true.
either.
That is very true. So we talk to the public about how to find a good esthetician, or find a cosmetologist. You search their website, like she says, find out if they're current, see any reviews on their website, but also look at the way they name their services, like she says, stuff like that. So you definitely want to do your research. I think the worst thing you can do is just pick somebody randomly and expect high expectations, and then have a bad result and never go back again to anybody ever again, because then all estheticians or cosmetologists are bad.
That happened to my mother. She had
Yep.
a facial before I went to aesthetic school, and she had like the worst experience ever. It took me so long to get her to let me do a facial on her. And I think I've still have only done like two or three in
Yeah.
the 20
Yeah,
years.
that's funny. And you're her daughter, so
Bec-
you think like she'd be like, "Hey, can I get a free one?"
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, like
that's
crazy.
interesting. Yep.
So it tainted her experience
Yeah,
forever.
yeah, and definitely, give somebody else a try, but just do your research on them. You have to do your research on everything nowadays. We were talking about that the other day on the Official Oil podcast, but
Yeah, no one would just pull up to like any restaurant and not look about. It's like, oh, where are we going to go tonight? I don't know. Let's drive
yeah.
around. Well, you're not going to get in your car and drive around and like maybe hope to pick someplace that might be good. You're going to go look and see and
Well,
not
right.
waste
And
your
even
time.
if you do that whole situation of wasting gas to drive around, as soon as you pull in that parking lot, you are pulling up their Google reviews or their website menu
Yeah,
or their social media to see if anybody posted today. You're looking at the other cars in the parking lot to see who's spending dollars. You're doing research when you do that kind of stuff. You have to do it online for estheticians and stuff too. Yeah,
same thing.
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. So we've gone a little bit long here. I do want to pop up your website again here and talk to a little bit more about the services. If anyone is in your region, or I mean, I know you said you do consulting too. Is that if someone wants to become an esthetician, you can consult them, or after they are an esthetician?
So both. I work with consumers virtually. I do skin consultations, makeup consultations, and brow consultations. So like I help you, do it at home, and I also have products to sell people and programs for that. And I also work with estheticians, whether they're new or 20 years in, doesn't matter. Whatever their business needs are, whether it's curating their list of services, whether it's training them in, could be lash extensions, brow shaping, certain advanced skincare techniques, anything like that. Copywriting for their website, any kind of copywriting, and writing of letters and bios and all that kind of stuff, all the content for your website,
Beautiful.
blogs.
And she's a great writer, guys, and
doing.
she's got definite skill and education behind the scenes. So if there's an esthetician or student, or even, I mean, I imagine your skill could help anyone in the beauty industry, whether they're lashes or spray tans. So if you're out there, you're listening, you're starting an industry, go ahead and visit thebeautybuster.com and see what she's got to offer. But if you're, where are you located for spa services? Are you still in Jersey?
No,
Okay,
I am
so
in
you're south
Florida.
of Florida.
Anyone's coming down to Florida, you can look me up, and I take care of people usually on call.
So by appointment only.
Yes. Oh, yeah. 100%.
And that can be done on your website. So go to thebeautybuster.com. You can find her services, just like I showed here. And then also pick up that new book. So the book, they can buy it on your website. And if they happen to find it on Amazon, you get credit for that too, right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I'm selling it, on Amazon. Or, I published it through Amazon.
So if you are looking for a fun, weekend read or something, to just spice up your, your, what do you call it, library, because you need something new and fancy. Or if you love Italy, that's what I found so interesting, was this was so inspiring about Italy. Now I really want to visit there.
Yeah, well, you can use it as a travel guide, because that's another thing I email people if they want, is all of the places that are mentioned in there and the websites to go with them. So, and I break it down by city. So you can just take that travel guide and go have a good old time.
That's such a great idea. I love doing that. Like, I saw that in the book, or I saw that in a movie. Yeah.
I do that all the time. I went, speaking of Anthony Bourdain, when I was in Venice, I went to Toronto because I wanted to have, I dragged my sister out there, made her come with me, and we almost got stuck on the island. It was crazy. But because he went there and he had this seafood risotto that was amazing. I am going halfway around the world because I want this plate of seafood risotto.
You traveled halfway around the world for risotto.
I
hear it. I traveled for 6 hours for pizza one time. So it's Rosa's Pizza. There's something different about it. But no, this is really cool. I've learned so much on this chat. We'll have to hash it out again some other time.
Awesome. I'm so glad to be here.
Fun. So I'm going to go ahead and keep your website up here. We'll be signing off here in a minute. But thank you so much for joining me, Laura. It was wonderful to chat with you. Have a good night. Bye.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We've had such a wonderful chat here. And Lora, thebeautybuster.com. And also go to Instagram at beautybuster. And you can find her, just different videos, things she's done, services. She'll do some fun stuff with the books too. So go ahead and go follow over on thebeautybuster.com or at thebeautybuster on Instagram. I don't know if she's on the other platforms, but go ahead and give it a search. It doesn't hurt to try the SEO and type her name into Google and give it a little shout out, because all of our fans are looking for her. It'll give a little boost there. So this is part of a new program, a new series that we've got going, part of shouting out local businesses and things like that. We're trying to tailor it to different industries. So this one specifically is Your Esthetician Story. Tell your story, find an esthetician for the public. How do you find a good esthetician? Well, you can find an esthetician who tells their story and you jive with that story. A lot of our estheticians who we have this launching on May 1st, and a lot of those estheticians are NASN Pro members. So if you are looking for an esthetician or a wellness provider that you trust, definitely, if you're in the area, go visit Lora. If you're somewhere else and you need to find somebody you can trust, do referrals like she said, but visit NASN Pro. It's nasnpro.com for the membership if you are a professional and want to join. But you can watch NASN Pro TV. Even as a public, you can watch some of the episodes. But what this does, NASN Pro TV does, is it inspires you to find some services you want to see. And then also there's estheticians who are featured on there. Some of these esthetician stories will be featured on there, and you can find them on our Facets of Inspiration.tv also coming soon. But you find someone you jive with, you hear how they talk about the services they provide, you hear how they mention the love for their products. When she was talking about the CBD and the olive oil skincare, you heard how much she absolutely loved that. And I think it's so important to find an esthetician that you can trust. Find somebody who can talk skincare with you and isn't just, as my friend and the owner of NASM Pro, the foundation that we talked about a lot. She says steaming and creaming, and I love that. You definitely want to find an esthetician who does way more than steaming and creaming. So again, shout out to Lora, thebeautybuster.com. Find her books, The Spa Wars or The International Love on the Amalfi Coast on Amazon. And we were very excited to work with Lora on that book. We helped her just a tiny bit. She did all the fantastic fun stuff. We just helped her get it on Amazon. So if you find yourself wanting to tell a story, go ahead and reach out to us. We can help you tell your story. You can email us here. We've got plenty of different ways you can get a hold of us. This team that I just popped up on the bottom is facetsofhospitality@gmail.com. That's your marketing team. And that team over there will be able to take your information and call you about a consultation for what you're trying to market. So are you trying to write a story? Are you trying to tell a love story like Lora did here, the Beauty Buster and that International Love on the Amalfi Coast? Or are you trying to, here's the podcast I did the other day with the Silent K, are you trying to tell a story about maybe your journey through healing or through losing weight and finding yourself through all different kinds of diets and things like that? Or, all those different things. If you're trying to tell your story, if you're trying to figure it out, go ahead and email us. If you want to tell your story on here, we've got our production team monitors the facetstv@gmail.com to tell your story. So you can get that on here. If you need services, if you've got questions, if you need marketing help, if you want to book a free think tank, you can do the email down below that's scrolling across, facetsofhospitality@gmail.com. Big team, big network, lots of facets, many, many facets, but we are excited to be here. We are excited to see you. We've talked about a lot of fun stuff. Our friend, the Silent K, was on the other night. So go to our podcast, look that up. I'll pop the podcast link up here. Tonight we had the Beauty Buster. It was a fantastic show. And I'll be honest, I recorded some episodes today for NASM Pro TV that if you're a professional, you're going to want to hop over there and just subscribe because they're coming out soon and they were really, 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 really inspiring. Even if you're from the public, there's a couple things that are coming out that on NASM Pro TV you would love to watch. So give it a little shout out. Let us know what you think. But in any way, shape, or form, thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And thanks for inspiring us to inspire you. It's been a wonderful chat session.
Hey there, Sweet Tooth listeners. Ever dreamt of a caramel sauce so divine you want to write sonnets about it? Introducing Indulge Right Caramel Sauce, the caramel miracle that's just flipping the script on indulgence.
This isn't your grandma's caramel. It's the kind that makes you go, why did I ever worry about indulging? Perfect for pancakes, waffles, or even a cheeky drizzle on your fruit salad.
And the best part is, it actually tastes good. So good, you'll forget it's guilt-free.
So why settle for less when you can have the best of both worlds? With Indulge Right, you're not just choosing the healthier option, you're choosing happiness in a bottle.
Don't wait to elevate your dessert game. Grab a jar of Indulge Right caramel sauce today and turn every bite into a celebration. Because life's too short for boring caramel.
Visit indulgeright.com for purchasing and stocking options.